All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Right there is the phone number and all the ways you can follow us on social media. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is, well, first of all, tomorrow's Friday. I'm going to close the show here. I will be back in the studio Monday morning in Ellijay. I want to close the show here about 9:45 concerning my trips to this area and where I'm at, and just give you, the audience, a little update, because I consider everybody that watches this show family and friends. And Ellijah Cummings died yesterday at 68. And just like Minka Brzezinski, I can't bring myself to tears. I know, I'm very insensitive. Now, because I am, and the reason I brought that up, let me get a couple things out here. Sycamore Crossing tomorrow. We will make a decision right after this show. It may be, I have said, everybody on the All-Star panel, asked the doc, our pooch of the week from the Humane Society, our pet of the week from the Humane Society of BlueRidge.org. When everybody says, hey, it's cold, we're going to go inside the circuit world. So I know where I'm at this morning. I would be inside immediately. So we may be inside at Circuit World tomorrow, but Rick will be doing the show. I appreciate him very much, and everybody that works so hard to make things happen. Rick will have the usuals. We'll have Dr. Whaley Ask the Doc, Dr. William Whaley. We will have the All-Star Political Panel. Joeen is going to join us in the morning, and if you, it's been quite some time, and if you're new to the show, you'll enjoy meeting Joeen. She's going to join us in the morning. Then we're going to have North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton, the Community Relations Director, Cameron Hall. And then last but not least, our Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. So let's go here. Because I am staying at the current time in a 24-hour a day, 7 days a week, Fox News house. I did watch this report last night. People ask me, did you watch? I don't watch the nighttime pundits. For the most time, I do read articles. Mm-hmm. So let's go to number 4. Okay. Number 4. And obviously she has, on the Democrat Party, I'm wondering exactly what she's up to. Now, Tulsi Gabbard, she is not someone that I'm in line with politically. I do like her, okay? And she was on Tucker last night, and let me just go to the article for last night's show. Tulsi Gabbard, lays into New York Times, CNN for calling her and other veterans traitors, okay? Democrat Hawaii Representative Tulsi Gabbard laid into CNN and New York Times, saying Wednesday that when outlets accused her of treason, they were making the same accusations against other veterans. Gabbard joined Fox News host Tucker Carlson to discuss the media attacks against her, particularly with regards to her support for the withdrawal of troops in Syria. The Tucker Carlson asked Gabbard to respond to an undercover video released by Project Veritas that showed CNN employee claiming that the network did not like her. Okay, so he asked her last night, here is a CNN employee saying that for taking an unconventional foreign policy position, You are one of the Democrat candidates that CNN doesn't like. Does that surprise you? Tucker Carlson asked her. It doesn't. You know, I think it's kind of absurd, actually, that as we saw in the days leading up to the debate last night, which was Tuesday night, both the New York Times and CNN both ran hit pieces. Today, the day after the debate, we see more of these hit pieces coming out. Gabbard replied to Tucker Carlson. For them to sit there and try to portray themselves as a neutral arbitrators, arbiters, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, as objective and independent entities working with the DNC to carry out legitimate debate is frankly a joke. So I don't know 100% where Tulsi Gabbard's going with this, but I do know that she's running a lot of ads. I like to read the dailymail.com. I go there from time to time, the Daily Mail, and read different articles, see different things there. And guess what? There's a lot of ads popping up about her on my feed. Now, I don't know if they're just sending them directly to me because they can hear me saying that I actually like Tulsi Gabbard, but it's a joke. It's actually a joke that CNN held a debate. It's a joke that CNN is on the air, period. It's a joke that the debate was sent to millions of Americans as though it was highlighting your candidate or candidates you could vote for president of the United States. So I just wanted to put that one out there. Don't know 100% what Tulsi is going after, why she would go on Tucker Carlson. Look, like the lady or not, agree with their positions or not, I tell you this, she had the nerve to stand on the stage. They cut her off. They killed the mics. Folks, they killed the mics of the people they don't want to hear from. Absolutely. They drown them out. They focus in on the candidates they want you to hear. They want Pete Buttigieg. There's absolutely no reason why Pete Buttigieg should get more airtime. Mayor Pete, the gay brigade out there in Iowa. Okay, so there's no reason why the gay brigade should get more airtime. Peter Pan Buttigieg than Tulsi Gabbard. There's no reason, but CNN and the media is trying to create these candidates. All right. There is absolutely zero reason why, the whack job down there in Texas, Francis O'Rourke gets airtime and Tulsi Gabbard doesn't. No reason whatsoever. There's no reason these people get airtime. And, Spartacus there, he's a nice little black guy. He is. Spartacus is a nice black guy. He doesn't want controversy. He's very, very nice guy. Okay. But Cory Booker, because the media and CNN and others are trying to create these candidates and push who your candidate is. So that being said, I don't know what's up with Tulsi, all right now. But she actually had the nerve at the debate to answer the question. She didn't kiss McCain's ass for 10 minutes. I mean, Biden and what's her name up there in Minnesota? What was her name? What's her name in Minnesota? Anyhow, okay. They slobbered all over John McCain. Tulsi had the nerve to say she became friends with who else? None other than the guy from South Carolina, Trey Gowdy. I became friends with Trey Gowdy. Oh my God. Then she goes on Tucker Carlson. So just have to see. All right, moving right along. Number 5. Ellijah Cummings dead. I know. It's days like this where I find myself to be so insensitive, and I can't. Let me just go through the pictures here. Now, here's number 11. let's have a heartfelt moment, right? Here's Representative Ellijah Cummings, died at 68. He married Minka and Joe. I mean, and here is number 12. Now, the look on Minka's face, if you can pick it up there, is her attempt to cry. Minka could not bring herself to tears this morning. She tried everything to bring some tears, couldn't do it. And here's another one, 13. Ellijah Cummings died at 68, and there's Minka and Joe. And so all I'm saying is, you know, so about 3 weeks before he died, not Ellijah, a friend of mine, Frank. So Frank and I are on the phone about 3 weeks before, you know, he died. And somebody had just died in Washington, D.C., and we were talking about it, and he said, you know, one of these days I'd just like to hear somebody get up at the podium at one of these funerals and say the guy was a real SOB. And not get up there, you know, the guy beat his wife, he beat his children, you know, he was a real piece of work. He was, you know, he's alcoholic. Whatever. Now, these are words of my friend, okay? But no, the biggest piece of garbage in the world could die, and this is what my friend Frank said, I recall, and he said they could die, and you know, everybody's talking about, oh, he was a good dad, he was a good neighbor, he was a good man, he was a good husband, he was a good father, dad, father, same thing. He worked every day, never missed. If Frank said, you know, I go to a funeral and I don't know, just one time somebody get up and say, this guy was a piece of garbage. Not my words. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, I cannot sit here. Put up number 5. I could not sit here and cry over Ellijah Cummings. I can't do it. If you were a crook yesterday, you're a crook. If you were, past tense, yesterday, today, you should be remembered as a Baltimore rat. All right? Baltimore rat. This guy's district. Go look into his district. The only thing I got to say, and here is one more time, and you're tired of it, so I got to get on it, or you guys will be so upset with me. Here's number 12, Minka Brzezinski trying to muster up tears over this. The only thing I could say is, Baltimore, here is your chance. Finally, you have been taken out from under the shackles of this corruption. You have been taken out from under the shackles and the suppression. Maybe you can clean your city up. Maybe little kids will get off of drugs in the city. Maybe the dilapidated housing can get bulldozed down and cleaned up, and you can have nice, clean areas to live and parks for your kids to play or whatever. The only thing I'm saying is, you know what? Baltimore, you've been delivered. Don't waste it. I know. Now, Nancy yesterday went basically crazy. Okay, give me number 14. Now, she's crazy as hell. All right. Number 14, Nancy goes crazy, and Democrats angrily walk out of White House meltdown. Now, after Trump meltdown. Now, I want to play the video. Okay. I want to play the video. And let's see, I have it here where I sent it to you this morning. I want to make sure I have the right one, Destiny. Let's see. I think this is it. Yeah, give me video 2. Give me video 2. Let's play that. Nancy storms out of the White House.
The size of the vote, more than 2-1 of the Republicans voted to oppose what the president did, probably got to the president because he was shaken up by it. And that's why we couldn't continue in the meeting, because he was just not relating to the reality of it.
Go ahead,
what we witnessed on the part of the president was a meltdown. Sad to say.
What we witnessed today from the president was a meltdown. Sad to say. Sad to say. Okay? What was this, Nancy? Let's just go ahead and play video one. We're talking about Syria. Let's do video one.
We have a situation where Turkey is taking land from Syria. Syria is not happy about it. Let them work it out. We shouldn't be over there. And you should get your accounts correct. And you shouldn't be showing up buildings blowing up in Kentucky and say it's Syria, because that really is fake news. Yes, please, ask a question.
But you don't think the country's worried about ISIS? I mean, you mentioned earlier you think some of the countries might hate ISIS more than the United States.
Absolutely.
Nancy, you know what? Yes, Republican lawmakers have voted, I'm going to say, to condemn the actions of the President of the United States, say it like that, about Syria. That is something open for a lot of discussion on whether we should be in Syria, out of Syria, whether we abandon the Kurds, what we did there. But ABC is a major it's a $1 billion operation. And they couldn't take a minute to see and research whether the footage they were showing was actually Kentucky blowing things up or Syria, an invasion of Turkish troops in Syria. ABC ran footage of a Kentucky war simulation video as real footage in Turkey invading Syria. Nancy stormed out yesterday. It was all set up so she could go to the podium this morning and pretend like something really happened in there yesterday in front of the president. They have to continue a charade at all times, and the media is helping them run it. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. We got a couple more things before we wrap up today.